Controversy at the Michael Bisping versus Anderson Silva fight. A juicy matchup, as you would call it, Francis. It was much looked forward. It was much anticipated, mostly because Bisping still has some weight to his name, still headlining a lot of things. Anderson Silva, even at 40 years old, first fight back from failing a drug test on January 31st, 2015, if you remember that controversy, which he said he did not take any kind of performance-enhancing drugs. Regardless, he's back in the octagon. It was exciting because, I mean, look, man, you remember Anderson Silva in his prime. There was no better UFC athlete we've seen to that point than Silva. Some, godfathers of UFC would say otherwise. I've never seen anybody fight like Anderson Silva. And then the downfall with Weidman. Regardless, it was back. And in the end of the third round, take a look at this video. We'll break it down for you after. But basically, real quick, Bisping lost his mouthpiece, wanted a stoppage during the fight. Silva was not either paying attention to the wanting a stoppage, but saw an opening, took advantage. Have a look here.
He's not care. He's pushing forward in typical Anderson Silva style. There's the tie clinch.
Ooh,
it's been ready. Oh! Jumping knee! Michael
I love the celebration. Fucking pointing at him. So, Bisping lost his mouthpiece. You can hear the UFC commentators saying Bisping's looking for his mouthpiece. And while there was about a second and a half of separation, 3 feet between these two fighters, Bisping looks at the ref, points to the ground, and Silva charges in and hits him. Where do you stand on this?
I mean, the way I was looking at it online with the reaction, people were painting it as if it was the whole Victor Ortiz-Mayweather incident where clearly the referee got in between and then there was a punch after it. It wasn't to that extent. There was a split second in there where you hear the commentator say it, but Anderson Silva is definitely not hearing it. He is so focused on what's going on. He takes a split second. If you watch here, he comes back, he points. He doesn't know what he could be pointing at. He could be pointing at anything. So for me, Anderson Silva, this is not, I would say, unsportsmanlike from him. I think he's just he's obviously, his adrenaline's pumping. He senses a moment of weakness, because before that, he had the upper hand at that point. So he had the upper hand. He's seen an opening. He was going to take it. Now, the referee, it's on him to try and react as quick as possible. You can't hold him accountable. If he sees...
It was Herb Dean, too, who's one of the... I mean, you can tell the guy's one of the most respected refs in MMA.
If he spots that one of the fighters is pointing at something, or maybe... I really don't know what could happen. It happened all so fast. We watch it back and back again, and we pick it back that could be that. We could have went in there. But no, when that's going in real time, that's going so fast. It's impossible.
I looked through the Twitter and I saw the reaction. That's a scummy move by Silva. No, Bisping, I blame you for this one. You focus on the fighter in front of you. I get that your mouthpiece is out. I get that might cause a problem. Don't leave a window for Silva to have a flying knee hit you in the freaking head. Focus on the guy in front of you. And by the way, we slow down everything, and everything looks like it's in clear 20/20 vision. It's not. You just made the point. It's quick. It's happening fast. Herb Dean may have no idea who he was pointing to.
Yeah.
He might have been trying to distract Silva in Herb Dean's head to say, what doesn't matter. So I get it. It was controversial, but I don't think it was wrong. Silva took advantage. Silva didn't even win the fight.
I know.
So technically, to even have the argument, was it a controversial knee shot? Sure, fun argument to have. Doesn't matter. Does not matter in Bisping's case, because Bisping won the fight according to the scorecard. Fox Sports said there was an interesting breakdown because all 3 judges scored the fight exactly the same. This has happened in the past, but they said rounds 1, 2, 4, Bisping, 3, 5, Silva, right? We have the scorecard, I believe, so you can take a look at that if you're excited or interested in the scorecard itself. And again, same thing I just said. Bisping versus Silva. Yeah. Bisping won. Yeah, was that right?
48, 47, 48, 47.
1, 2, 4 for Bisping. 3 and 5 for Silva. 48, 47, 48, 47, 48, 47. Okay, Francis. I watched this fight. I enjoyed the hell out of this fight. I thought Silva won. I'm not a judge.
Well,
I'm not great at scoring UFC fights. I like to score boxing fights. That's one thing I'm much better at than UFC fights. I understand that. Just based on what I saw, I thought Silva won, but to me, it's not the biggest snub in the history of MMA.
Yeah, it wasn't completely overwhelming that you wouldn't say. I think this is a crazy controversy.
To be fair, I wanted Silva to win.
Yeah, and he's got that novelty factor.
He's got to be 50 years old fighting in the octagon.
Dana White believes that Anderson Silva won.
All right, now with us, UFC President Dana White. I'm going to try not to swear, man. Unreal result tonight in the main event.
Crazy. I mean, absolute madness. The flying knee. Listen, walk-off knockouts are awesome. Make sure they're not, make sure the fight is over. I mean, I haven't seen exactly what happened, but he hit him with the knee, then walked away. Herb Dean didn't stop the fight, and then the bell rang. If he would have jumped on top of him, he could have finished the fight. He did not. He tried to walk away. And then, you know, it's crazy. Crazy. And then Bisping wins the decision in the end. I have to watch it again. There was so much craziness going on here after the flying knee, but believe that I had it even going into the 5th round. Whoever wins the 5th round win the fight, and I thought that Anderson Silva won.
And
but let's be real for a second.
Is he thinking about the money, or is he thinking about it?
That's what I was going to say. Is Dana White want Silva in the headlines, or does he want Bisping in the headlines? No offense to Bisping, no offense, but Dana White is only thinking about the money, always. Always.
Yeah. If McGregor gets knocked out in the ring against Diaz, the octagon, sorry, Jesus Christ, he's going to run in there and lift McGregor. So he's still living. He's still up. He wins.
Imagine, first of all, don't put it past Nate Diaz to do something like that during the fight next weekend.
Oh, bold predictions, but as you always make.
He's the worst, man. He's the worst.
But either way, I agree with you. I watched it back and I was thinking to myself, okay, I could see your point, but this is where it becomes so cloudy because we openly say that we are fans of the sport, and we often, let's be real, both of us, we don't take into consideration, like for instance, Chad Mendes consistently took down Conor McGregor, and many pundits out there were like, well, he's won that round because he took him down this number of times, but McGregor still landed the blows. We're often taken back by the significance of a hit. So if someone takes someone down 2 or 3 times and someone lands a punch, you're like, oh shit, he's winning this round because he landed a punch.
One of the best advices when it came to, like, if you're trying to score your own fight, right? You watch. If you actually watch it on mute, it's sometimes better because the commentary
they'll sway it.
Will sway it even more. The crowd will sway it.
Absolutely.
A clean hit to the face just once is not as important as maybe multiple body shots or a couple quick hits to the face that might happen. I'm probably doing a terrible job explaining this, but the crowd will get swayed. That's why during the Pacquiao-Mayweather fight,
I was going to say
all the
we're on the
Pacquiao
same.
supporters, you hear the crowd? He got in there. Wasn't doing anything. You can land 500 of those punches into Mayweather's arms. It doesn't matter.
That's why we know we're hanging out with each other too much, because I was going to say the exact same thing. Yeah, because it was true, and we were at a watch party, and there was 2 Pacquiao fans next to me, and they were like, he's going for it, he's landing, and Mayweather could have literally just been like this. Like, all it was doing is hitting his arms. Like, you don't get points for effort. There's no wooden spoon award here.
That's why for me it was, I wanted Silva to win, so I gave Silva some advantage. Sorry guys, a little biased on that one. Regardless, Bisping won the fight. That's it.
It was tough to call for me.
There might be a rematch. Silva's manager wants one, and if it goes well and Silva wins, well, that doesn't mean it would go well. If Silva wins, they want a trilogy match in Vegas for a UFC fight.
Interesting.
Comment below with what you thought. Are you on Team Silva? Are you on Team Bisping? How did you score the fight? Leave us all that good stuff in the comment section. Check us out on Twitter at TYT Sports, Facebook.com/TYT Sports. You can check us out on Facebook and Twitter also. That's why we have the little chyrons, which you see right here.